Hello everyone and welcome to the Man United agenda. Cristiano Ronaldo is as complete his medical at Manchester United. All it is now, the player need to be announced to the club. Welcome to the Man United agenda. Hello everyone and welcome to the Man United agenda. And yes, you heard it, Cristiano Ronaldo has passed a medical. Only thing now is for him to be announced to the club. So as always, we're joined by Mr. B on Monday, Talk MU, and as always, Jay Motti from Stratford Paddock. So welcome as always.
Howdy,
partner.
Thanks for having me on, Solo. Appreciate it.
No, it's brilliant having you on. Go on, take it away, Jay. How are you feeling?
What? Hey, why do we do this football thing, man? Seriously. It does you in, doesn't it? It takes you on these roller coasters, and it was not even a football match. Jesus. I was on Thursday night, I'm not going to lie to you. If you'd have said to me, Solo, on Thursday night, do you want to come on the channel tomorrow? I'd have told you where to go. Yeah. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to do anything about football. I was done with it when I thought he was going to City. And I really did think he was going to City, by the way. I was like, I thought it was going to happen. I was gutted because, Ronaldo is he's probably the best, most talented player I've ever seen for Manchester United. He's not my favourite player, but he's the most, in terms of talent and ability, there's few players that can match him, I feel. So to see him coming out there in a City shirt, the thought of that was sickening. It's absolutely sickening. And I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't sleep. First night I didn't sleep. I went to bed at 5:30 in the morning. I had to force myself to go to sleep. And then Friday morning, you're hearing these stories, these rumours. Something could be going on. One of the lads on our channel works for Rio Ferdinand, and he said, there was something. Rio had put this tweet out, and something could be happening. And then, once the news happened, like the news came out, Ollie obviously mentioned him. You think, hang on a minute. I checked the bookies on to see what the bookies were saying. United had gone from 20-1 to evens to 8-11. I was like, oh my, it's happening. And then you saw the statement that City had pulled out of the deal. Yeah. He was leaving Juventus. And then before we knew it, we were live chatting about it. Romano had said it was a here we go, or was that going to happen? And the club tweeted. The club did a comunicado oficial at like 4:30 in the afternoon. And I was on with two lads. We were doing a video with two young lads who were like in the early 20s. And they were getting teary-eyed because they were little when Ronaldo left. They'd never really seen. Do you know what I mean? Like, they were getting emotional about seeing one of the greatest players of all time in the red shirt. And yeah, it's a fantastic feeling. But what a ride, man. Seriously, it was like, you remember the 99 final? It was like that, wasn't it? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? 89th minute, you're ready to pack it all in and to do something else for a hobby. And by the 93rd minute, you know what I mean? It's like the happiest you've ever been.
I think that was the night that I started with heart problems. I'll tell you that for now. I'm telling you, because that night, mate, that nearly done me in, honestly. It was crazy. It was proper, but it was, you know what? I was talking the other day about it, and I was like, that first corner, when Sheringham scored, I was like delirious, totally delirious. I was on another planet. And then when, I don't even think, really, I absorbed what had happened. I just remember running out in the street. Like a lunatic.
Do you know what? It's funny that, because going back to that, I was like you. I was on the floor in the pub, rolling around, celebrating Sheringham's goal, right? And I was like you, was delirious. And I looked up, and when Solskjaer scored, I thought it was a replay. And I remember thinking, Solskjaer didn't get the equaliser. And then it dawned on me. So that was the night I think my drinking problem started, to be honest with you.
I think there's some claims going into Solskjaer there,
I love it.
But do you know what I just want to say for me on that Ronaldo thing? I don't know why, but I always cast, when I first heard about it and supposedly signing for City, I cast my mind back to hearing him talking about his relationship with Alex Ferguson, everything that he'd done for the club. And there was just something in my mind that was telling me, no, this is not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And I had Man City fans, I think it was the day before. Yeah, it was the day before. Telling me, 2 Man City fans, a brother-in-law and my nephew, rubbing it in my face, saying, how do you feel about, really smarmily though, proper smarmily, like, because you really wanted the reaction, aren't we? And I just said, if you really believe for 1 minute that Cristiano Ronaldo's going to sign for you lot and come out in a blue shirt into Manchester, so that ain't going to happen, mate. And they went, you are deluded, you don't know what you blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, when I seen that news, and then tweets from Rio and everything else, it was like, ooh. And let me tell you, they got some grief off me.
Right.
I was resigned to it. I was resigned to it going to City. If you're watching the news, it's like the news doesn't lie. And even the guy, Romero, whatever his name is, the agent guy, was saying a lot of stuff. And I put out a post saying, well, don't worry about it. While other people were ripping up shirts and wanted to lynch him, I said to myself, be calm. If it happens, it happens. He clearly didn't love the club as much as he said. And then everyone was showing an interview of him saying, I would never go to City or I would never do that to United. So it turned out great for us in the end. And we're all skinning now, happy about it. And now we can start talking about how he's going to fit in, what he's going to do for the club, our title aspirations, trophies. Let's go.
Do you know what? You reminded me of something there, Monday. You know what the best thing was? I did a podcast on the Friday morning that I was due to do, and it was with a City fan as well. And he was gloating and bragging, and the podcast didn't go out until the afternoon.
Yeah.
So he was gloating and bragging about Ronaldo, and by the time it went out, United announced Ronaldo was signing for us.
Oh God, it's funny.
You didn't put it down. You released that video. I hope.
It was an audio one. It wasn't me. It's a sports social. But yeah, it went out.
Good.
And it was funny because I noticed he always retweets it, and he didn't retweet it.
Guys, if you're watching the content, please like, please share, please subscribe. Also remember, we've got a really special prize we're giving away. You can win yourself a signed Bruno Fernandes football shirt once we hit 8,000 subscribers on the Man United Agenda YouTube channel. So get involved, guys. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button, and we will be picking a name out of the hat. So it's a whirlwind. I think I was talking to on Monday, on the Friday. I was talking to Mr. B on the Friday. I actually did a video recording for a advert we're going to be doing coming up in the next coming tomorrow for FTB channel. And no word of a lie, I actually called it about Ronaldo going to Man United. Everyone was and I was confident that he was going. And that was something I put out at 12 o'clock. So I was that confident of him going to Man United. And all these people are here burning shirts and this, Man United fans at all.
Listen,
absolutely.
Do you know what? If I say someone now, right, I don't care what happens with the club, but if you think for 1 minute I'm going to set a light to a Man United shirt that represents the Busby Babes and everything that's gone before and since, you would have to be out of your mind. Just not going to do it. I don't care what happens. I don't care. Even when Rooney was on the edge of supposedly going to Man City. It's just no way. There's no way you are. Like, if you've got Man United in your heart, you just wouldn't do that.
No.
Yeah. There you go. 21's coming. We will read out all the comments as well, guys, as we go along. But let's go now and talk about some stats of the GOAT. I call him the GOAT. Real Madrid, let's start with Man United before he left Man United. We signed him for roughly, 12.24 million. He scored 118 goals in 292 appearances with 43 assists. We're not going to, I don't know. Mr. B, do you think it's the same sort of player we're getting with that caliber, or do you think he's mature? Because obviously he went to Madrid and he smashed records. It's like 1.03 goal per game he scored, which is phenomenal in the amount of appearances he made. You're silent. Mute.
Sorry, don't give me none of those numbers. I'm not interested in 1.3 nothing. When he's in front of goal, he's going to bang. That's all I'm interested in. He left us as class. He's proved his superiority over all the time, and now he's come back. He left us as a winger, running up and down the pitch. Now he only has to run in a certain area. Bruv, he's going to cause chaos. Yeah, we already know what we're getting. There's no point in me sitting here talking to you guys like you haven't seen him play. We know what we're getting. It's a game changer. That end of the pitch, it changes everything that we're doing. It changes everything that we're doing. He's going to inspire the younger players. He's going to inspire the older players. Everybody looks up to Cristiano Ronaldo. So it's not like it's somebody who is a 50-50. Everybody looks up to Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a game. It is. I didn't think I was going to be, so excited, but I feel like a kid, bruv. I really, really do. I feel like a kid. I can't wait. I don't care what shirt number he gets. I don't care. I just feel I can't wait for that first game to come. I can't wait. Whether he's on the bench or not. I mean, look, does Greenwood deserve to be shunned to the side 3-in-3? Probably not, but good Lord, man. I'm gassed. I am. I don't even know what to be talking about, really. But yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. There's no negative to Cristiano Ronaldo coming to our club. Don't care what age it is. No negative whatsoever.
Yeah. Again, I know you don't like stats, and obviously this is a 2-year contract he's trying to get. On Monday, there is a stat though. If the contract he's going to sign at Man United, that would give him roughly about 27,500 per week. Per week, yeah. 127,000. I'm reading my stats here. 72,857 per day, and it's going to be. Let's not get into the rest of it. So even per hour, per minute, he's going to be earning 50,000 per hour with this new contract.
I think he's taking a pay cut from Juve, so I don't know what they were paying him. I mean, the only numbers we're really concerned about is like the title, number 21. I've seen that down there, the comment from Super. He said about 21, we're going for our 21st title. And the stats he produces, assists and goals. Because this is when you look at his Real Madrid stats, what he was doing there, what he done in the Italian league, which is like really hard to score, 20 plus goals a season, he's been doing that. The man's amazing. And as Mr. B was saying, he gives us so many, it just opens it up now. We can start talking confidently about the title. And I mean that now because his mentality is that way. He's coming to win something. Same way he went to Juve to win the Champions League. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but he won the title there. He's coming here. We're guaranteed we're going to be pushing for something strong because he's going to motivate all the players around him. He's going to demand that high standard, whether it's in training, whether it's mentally, whether it's after training, pre-training. I want people to get there at 6 a.m. in the morning to make sure you start your training if it starts at 10 a.m. That's how deep it is. I love the guy. I think mental-wise, it's the most attractive thing for our club because so many players who are going to experience this, who've been at the club, are going to be inspired, and they will talk about it for the rest of their career. I was playing. Quick story. I used to play with a kid in New Zealand who his name was Lee Kenyon, and he used to be like a youth player during the Cantona years, and that's all he talked about. He made it as a pro, you'd think, but that's all he used to talk about is the time Cantona was at the club. One time I saw Cantona do this at training, and I was so inspired and everything else. And I used to ask him the same story over and over again. Tell me that story again about Cantona when he chested the ball, he done something good in training. So it's inspirational. I'm excited. Everyone's excited. Let's see what he can do. And I want to talk on the show today about how is he going to fit in? Where is he going to play? Is it a number 9? What's he going to offer us? And all this kind of thing, because it's going to be interesting now. I've died. All that hype has died down now. I just want to think about tactically how is he going to fit in and what he's going to do for us.
Yeah. So I'm going to move on now to Jay. Jay, Juventus, he scored in the 3 years he was there. He scored 101 goals for Man United, for Juventus. Coming back to Man United, as Armando just said, he hit a great point there in where do we see him fitting in this team right now. Obviously, he probably can play everywhere compared to our front three. You know, he probably could play in midfield. He could play as a DM. You know, we need a DM. So yeah, where do you see him fitting in at the moment at United?
Listen, I'd put him in goal. I'm not really bothered. I'm only just said the hype has died down. Nah, mate, not in my head. It hasn't. Trust me, bro. I'm still too giddy.
I'm on cloud nine.
I still feel like it's a bit of a dream. You know, like you wake up and you're like, I woke up in the morning. I'm like, Ronaldo's here. It's like we've got Ronaldo. I can't stop thinking about it. I think personally, listen, he's not. You've all touched on it, and you've all done it very eloquently. Like, he's not the player that he was when he left there in 2009. Obviously, he's not that type of player that goes out wide as much as he used to and drifts in. He's more of a 9. I think that's what we're lacking in terms of what he does as a 9. You know, aerially he's very good. I know Cavani's quite good in the air, but I think that you look at Cristiano Ronaldo, the amount of headers he gets, we've missed that. You look at the way that perhaps as well he can bring in others around him. It's all about Ronaldo when you have Ronaldo in your team. And the only reason Ronaldo, he reminds me of Ruud van Nistelrooy. You know, the reason Ruud van Nistelrooy used to get any assists, right, is when he did a 1-2 and the guy didn't do a 1-2 back to him, the guy shot and scored. That was the only reason Ruud van Nistelrooy had an assist, because he wasn't setting anyone up. He was just playing a 1-2 and he wouldn't get the 1-2 back. And it's a little bit like that with Ronaldo. When he gives a ball, he's not assisting you. He's waiting for you to give it him back. And that's how he gets most of his assists, because it is all about him. But he's incredibly productive. So I see him just spearheading that attack. I think the big question now is, can we play 4-3-3? Can we have 2 strikers or 2 attackers alongside him? And maybe have Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba and the holding midfielder? I think with the holding midfielders or the midfielders we've got at a minute, probably not. You saw what happened at Wolves yesterday with Fred in that holding midfield position on his own for a little while, then Pogba alongside him. Didn't quite work. Is it going to be a 4-2-3-1? And if that's the case, then is it going to be 3 players behind Ronaldo? Whichever way it's going to be, Ronaldo's going to be the focal point of the attack. My only thing now with it, I see people saying 21 is coming, and I understand that. I just wonder that if we don't get a holding midfielder, and with this United team, especially as well with you know the squad we've got, we might have a better chance. And this might sound crazy, right? It really might sound crazy, but I'll say it anyway. I'm always honest. You know, I think we might have a better chance of winning the Champions League than winning the Premier League. And the reason I say that, before people go, well, that's crazy because you know the Premier League's easier, or you know it's harder to win the Champions League. I think you can win the Champions League if you've got a team that can beat anyone on their day, and we can do that. We could beat anyone on our day. Genuinely. But over the course of a season, without a holding midfielder, I think you'd struggle to win more games than any other team in the Premier League. Now, if you look at the Champions League, Liverpool won it in 2005. They finished 5th in the league. Chelsea won it last season. They finished 4th. Chelsea won it in 2012. They finished 6th. You look at other teams that have won it. Porto have won it. Going back, Dortmund have won it at times when they weren't the best team in Europe, or even the best team in their country. So you can do that if you've got a team which is capable of beating everyone. And I think if you pick our best 11 with the likes of Sancho, with the likes of Ronaldo, with the likes of Varane, we can beat anyone. So I actually think we might have a better chance of making it number 4 in the terms of European Cups or Champions League than we have of title number 21. Because I think as well, Ronaldo in the Champions League, is it 140 goals or something?
Yeah.
It's something dirty, in it. It's like, it's ridiculous. I mean, the guy is he's a phenomenon on any level, but especially in the Champions League. He loves that competition. So I think that might be our best chance. And I think, imagine if Ronaldo came back and helped us win another Champions League 13 years after he last helped us win one, it'd just be ridiculous. Or 14 years, sorry, it'd be ridiculous.
And then also you've got to remember as well, 5 Champions League as well to his name. It's again phenomenal stats with it. And I believe with some of these youngsters, that's obviously you've got the likes of Mason Greenwood, who's very young, who learned quite a lot from him, going and taking him to the next step and the next level. For me, it's going to be a case now of, like you said, Jay, Champions League is probably where we believe we can win, but at the same time, I want us to get so close to Man City than last season. I want us to almost, if we lose and we don't win the league this season, at least be very ready for next season to get in that CDM we need to then bridge that gap closer. Because like you said there, that will be our downfall this season, not getting a CDM, even though I'm Fred. Sorry. But I don't want to upset Mr. B, by the way. I don't want to upset Mr. B.
Were you Fred yesterday? After that first 20 minutes of calling you, was you Fred then?
I wasn't. I wasn't. No, definitely it wasn't.
Solo. I want to say it again.
Cussing.
Well, I want to say it again with Fred. Listen, just take him outside Old Trafford with a sign and saying, please, just take him away. Take him away. He's not, honestly, I have no idea. You cannot have somebody in the heart of Manchester United's midfield playing like that. It's just, I don't get, you can't. It's bizarre. The guy's just, I mean, I understand his work rate is there. That's great. But his understanding of the game, for me, in the Premier League, I don't know if it's because he's at Man United. We've seen many a player at Man United they can't do it. Doesn't matter how good or how much talent they've got, they just can't do it. But for me, the guy he's had more than enough opportunities to correct his mistakes that he's making in game. This is when I was talking about, like when you're in the youth squad or whatever, and you're going to get your chance. You go out and you make a mistake in the game. You've got to put it right in game. You don't be waiting until you go back to training and say, "Oh, it's all right, boss. I'll put it right in training." It's too late then. You've got to do it. Learn quickly. But he doesn't do it. He's like, it's like he switches off. But I mean, this for me, I think we are. I believe so. Sorry, I think right now, I think we must be talking to someone for this number 6. We've got to be, because you're not going to bring in Cristiano Ronaldo, right, and Varane, Jadon Sancho, and then with Ollie understanding what his plan is, along with his coaching staff, the conversations between him and the board, and then the owners. It's like it's the biggest sore thumb in the world, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like you look at Old Trafford, you just see a big red sore thumb, which is the missing number 6. You know what I mean? It's like everybody, the whole world can see it. So if you try to tell me that the board and the owners can't see it, of course they can.
Yeah. So before I go on to the next topic, we're going to answer some questions, and we're going to bring Shah in quickly. He was at the game yesterday, so he's going to give us a brief description of the game yesterday for 5 minutes. Then we're going to pull him off, and then we're going to continue talking about, obviously, the Ronaldo medical, and also we're going to be talking about, as Man United fans, what positive can we take away from yesterday's game? Not negative, positive, guys. Yeah, please, positive we need. So, guys, if you're watching the contents, please like, please share, please subscribe. Remember, you can win yourself a signed Bruno Fernandes football shirt once we hit 1,000 subscribers. We're the Man United agenda, so please get involved and hit that smash like subscribe button. So now let's go to some of the comments, and then I'll let you in, Yashar, so you can talk to us. So, Armando, would you mind taking some of these comments away, please?
Yeah, greetings, everyone. It's big show. A lot of comments out here today. So just running through quickly. I might not catch everybody, but win yourself a signed Bruno Fernandes shirt. We know that. Hi, Jordan from Jamaica, Mandeville. Yep, we're doing great. Mandeville, thank you. Just want to say special shout out to Mohammed here. I was speaking to him earlier. He said he's going to tune in, and here he is. Big up, Mo. How are you? Big Man United fan. From Man United, he says hi.
Hi.
That's a Man United agenda. Hi, Reese. How you doing? Liverpool fan, always supporting the show and FTB Sports. And this is from Romero. or is it Romario? How you doing, Mo? Yeah, how you doing, man? How you doing? Romeo, wherever. Wasty says hi. Got a lot of highs here. Is Dan James move on to Leeds loan or permanent? That's the question.
25 million, Jay. 25 million, isn't it? Is permanent deal?
I think though. I've just been travelling, so I've not seen the latest. I heard it was up in the air whether it was going to be loan or permanent. I think has it been confirmed now? Is it that it's permanent?
It is permanent.
Is it 25 million?
25 million.
Here we go. I mean,
28.
It's one of those with Dan James. I like Dan James. I think he's an honest lad. I think you look at what happened with him. He signed for United, or he was due to sign. He lost his dad. Then he signed, came in at a bit of a snip. 12, whatever it was, 15 million. Does a job. He's played like 50 Premier League games. I think he's got like sort of 6 assists or something, 6 goals. So he's a good squad player. Does very well against City. Let's not forget that. He's won more Manchester derbies at the Etihad than Pep Guardiola has. That's a stat you can say with him, and that's a fact. But I think if you're going to be brutally honest, someone mentioned earlier about Fred and almost his ceiling. I always think of a player's like highest level. Dan James is highest level for me. I know he's a young lad. I don't quite see it being where you need to be as Manchester United if you're going to challenge for Champions Leagues and Premier League. So I understand this move, especially when you've got Amad Diallo and Ante Elanga coming through. I know we bought Diallo, but they're both youngsters coming through, who I think are both pretty special. I don't see Dan James being that special. So even though he's got a Leeds, which I'm not happy about, I'll be honest with you, I don't really like selling Leeds players. But I wish him well. I do, you know what I mean? He's been a good lad, done a couple of seasons with us, done well, some good results as well. It's a shame he couldn't lift the trophy. It would have been nice for him to lift the Europa. But, yeah, you know, it kind of makes sense for United as well.
Yeah. So I'm going to just hit some of these comments because I've got a show. I've got to bring him on in a minute.
Okay, so Mo, we have shouted you out, Mo. Big up, Man U fan. One Love UK says big up to Jay.
Yeah,
Jay, that's you, man.
Big up.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to share the stream. There's 37 people in here. Has James left? Yeah, Jay's just covered that. Can we get a midfielder? James gets us 30 million. That's from, hello, Varane. How you doing, man?
Hello, how you doing? You right? Big up.
Man United again says, what number will Ronaldo be wearing?
Is it rumours to be number 25 or something like that?
The stories doing the rounds, and then maybe one of you guys can fill me in on this. But if James goes, Cavani will take 21 and Ronaldo gets 7. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
But they're gonna. It's because it's been registered. They're gonna have to try and bend the rules somewhat, aren't they, to try and change the shirt numbers. So you know what? But I mean, it would be nice to see it. You know, Ronaldo coming out on that.
Imagine. Jesus Christ!
One Love UK says, weren't Leeds singing you are too shitty to play for Leeds to James the other week? Don't know. Shah might be able to answer that. Yeah, we're watching. Rusty Shawblade says, don't mind me, just here stalking Jay.
Jay,
thank you.
We don't know the number. We just covered the number there. We're not sure about that. Here we go. Match reviewer. Big up, everyone. Hi, how you doing, man? Welcome to the Man United Agenda. Super GX says 21 is coming. That's 21 titles. Let's go. And he says, if we sign a DM, it's 10. It's a 10 out of 10 window for Super GX.
Yeah.
Harshal Shah, we'll be speaking to you in a second. Wait, he said, I was tempted to burn his Ronaldo boxers, eh? Ryan J, how you doing, man? I haven't seen you before. Surrounding the team with 2 major winners this window. That's got to help. Yep, big time. Chris, how you doing, man? Welcome. He says, short swap down James for Kelvin Phillips. Oh, interesting, that one. Rusty Play says, he's got to start as a number 9, 20 to 30 goals this year. Whether we win stuff, will be down to how everyone else plays. Good shout. Ryan, how you doing, Ryan? Up the Reds.
Booyah.
Big up Stephen and big up your channel, man. Stephen Featley. Let's go. Ryan, Reese says, good podcast. Well, great podcast, guys. Jamie says, already have done.
He's already subscribed. That was the one he said subscribed. I gave him the thumbs up.
Ifran, how you doing, man? CDM, Leicester, Ndidi, 24 years old. Welcome to Man U. Fret out. Everyone likes Ndidi. Big up Talk MU from Stephen. Here we go. We got some internationals here. Philip says, bro, tell me Man U, the new CDM. Let's go. My gosh, so many comments, man. All right. Let's go.
Everyone who's watching, please like, please share, please subscribe. We will
Bangladesh.
get back to some of these comments. Bangladesh, big up. So before we kick the next part of the show, remember, guys, if you're liking, sharing the content, hit that like button, the subscribe button. Remember, we're giving you away a free Bruno Fernandes signed football shirt once we hit 1K subscribers. So what we're going to be doing now, we're going to bring Shah in. Shah is going to discuss a little bit about the game on Sunday, and then we're going to pull him out, and then we're going to continue about what we believe the positive we can take away from the Man United performance. So remember, guys, leave your comments, and we will get back to you. So, hello, Shah. Welcome. How are you doing? You're on mute, Shah.
No, I can't lip read, mate. I was going to say I can't rip lead.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, come on, mate.
You there, Shah?
No, you've gone off again.
Shah, you're not there. Shah, you're definitely not there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I'm here. What is going on? Some technical issues across the channel today, isn't there? How are we? All right?
Yeah, good. So talk to us, and as I said to you earlier, let's talk about the positive, what we see from this game on Sunday. Obviously, there was negative, but I don't want to look at the negative because one game doesn't decide the whole season for us. So I want to pick up 5 minutes with you. What positive steps have you seen Ole and his team has made so far, or a player that's been positive? Obviously, we're going to talk about Mason Greenwood, who's been very positive. But for 5 minutes, you ramble on for 5 minutes, give us your positive, and then we're going to cut you off, and then we're going to then start discussing the positive about the game on Sunday.
No pressure, Shah.
I've got a timer or anything. Yeah, okay.
You have got a timer.
It's a lovely introduction.
I'm not going to blow up like one of them self-exploding messages now.
You ramble on, and we'll cut you off.
Exactly.
Bloody hell.
Sin bin for sure.
Sin bin MJ. Sin bin, put in the bin.
It's killing me today, eh? Right. Well, so look, what a win. 1-0, 3 points. Personally, positive for me because at the end of the day, that's 3 points. In some of these games where we've had before, we haven't been able to finish these games off and ended up being draws like last week was a really good example. One thing that I really like actually is how Varane's just slotted in next to Maguire. Like first game, you think sometimes there'll be a little bit of communication problems, but he picked up the pieces, you know, the challenges, the one that he just, you know, blocked the cross going in from Traore. You know, like that's like old Vidic days, Rio days, you know, when you're just seeing them coming, piling across and flying across for about, you know, they're just sliding for 10 yards. You know, someone's probably got a video of him still going on, you know, like going on and carrying on to like space or whatever, because he was just sliding forever with them long legs. But that I personally think was really nice to see, especially in our back four. I think the wings were a bit of a problem. I think Sancho didn't really get that support that was needed for him behind him. James similar, but both of them were still positive and really, really like, you know, wanted the ball all the time. They were showing that communication was there. One thing that I have to say is Mason. I know you guys are gonna talk about him in a bit, but Mason went from the middle to left to right. He had a lot of changing positions throughout the game. When he came on the right in that second half and he had the challenge against the defender, power, you know, strength for such a young man growing these couple of years, he's grown a lot. And one thing that I noticed with him, you know, his communication and understanding of what he wants to do and where he wants to achieve. We saw it last season, Bruno picking out points from players, you know, like, listen, we need the ball over here, I want the ball here, dictating where he wanted it. I saw that from Mason, which I thought was quite mature to be able to communicate across the other parts of the team, you know, for a young lad. Listen, like, I think there was one run where Aaron Wan-Bissaka cut inside. He told him to go there. You know, we were watching him because he was right in front of us. He even came running over with a Wakanda, big up, you know, like all the way over until after he scored the goal. It was amazing. Positives as well. Viva Ronaldo. What a signing is going to be. It is going to be unbelievable. The energy, the atmosphere, the flares going off, the fans in the away. You know, it was mad. It was a mad day. And I can't wait till the September 11th because, you know what, it is going to be absolutely epic to be at the stadium and watch them.
Will you be going to the game as well then, Sean?
Oh yeah, I'm going to most of the games, I think, until next 2 years. I give him 2 years. If he extends, then I might go another extra. You know.
Shah, you've been at the match, right? You can watch the match. You can see. You don't have to watch the ball is. You're not ball watching. You can see the whole setup. It must have been quite clear to you there how bad this midfield problem is that we've got.
No. We're talking positive. We're not talking negative.
I know, but
positive.
There's no positives. We can take the numbers. We can take the numbers right out of that game. You take the numbers of percentages of good play, right? I'm sure the good play numbers will be higher than the bad play numbers, but the bad play numbers all come from the middle, and we can't sort of mask it and sort of be like going, oh, let's put a cloak over it because you know what I mean. It don't work like that, does it? We need to discuss this properly. That's why I just want to see what Shah says in terms of what he was seeing and how do you interpret that.
Tell us what you saw, because after this I got to then I'm going to have a conversation with Jay and move it to on Monday straight away because this is going to be very interested with it. Go on.
About our midfield, I think everyone just wasn't at the races in a nice way to say, you know, to a certain degree. I think the introduction of Sancho, the change with Tomine and Fred not being in that two, putting Pogba on that side, like it just doesn't work. The chemistry, the flow, everything was just missing. And then obviously the problem that you've got with when you're going up against 10, 11 men defensively is trying to find these pockets of space. One thing that I would actually say is that movement. We were shouting from the stands, you know, move, get the ball moving quicker. There was a lot of side to side hold on retention, which is fine. You know, we understand that football's changed a little bit. Ball retention is a bit more everything than finding a killer pass, but the passing, everything was just a little bit off. I think the international break, there's obviously so much noise, so much enthusiasm by all the players. I think the hype at the moment is really high that they kind of need to look back at what happened in that Wolves game and reassess it personally. But a win's a win. I'm staying positive. 3 points, you know, we're thereabouts. I don't know the reason why we're third due to goal difference or whatever. And technically, like M comes before West Ham, so like we should be second, you know, just on if we're going by alphabet for, you know what I mean? But hopefully, I'm not too sure what the technicalities are of that. But look, it's a long way to go. Personally speaking, positives: Mason, De Gea, unbelievable. Sancho's bedding in, Varane. So you know we've got some really good things to go into in the next 2 months, and it's going to be. I reckon 2 months, get Ronaldo, get a few more players in. Once everyone's 100% fit, we're going to be amazing.
Shah, absolutely. Thank you very much. And guys, if you're watching, Shah will
big
be
up
back
Shah.
on the show. Big up Shah. You'll be back on Wednesday night as well with the guys of the panel as well. If you're watching, please thank you, Shah. Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate it.
Get your card.
Our roving report.
Thank you.
Right, one other thing I like to say. Graham Souness, listen.
Leave Graham Souness alone. Leave Graham Souness alone.
Get sacked. If he makes this problem one more time,
hold on. Shah, can I just mention something quickly, right? It's whatever morning it was, yesterday morning, the morning before, right? Talk Sports on in the car, going to do a job, bam, bam. And they asked him, Graham Souness, he turned up as a ground leader, I can't remember what it was. And they said to him, so, Graham, what do you make of this Cristiano Ronaldo going to Manchester City? And he said, if you think that Cristiano Ronaldo is going to sign for Manchester City and destroy the legacy that he's created at Manchester United, he said, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. This was in the morning. And that just, like, with my way of thinking, what I had the thinking all along was like, this can't happen. There's no way this is going to happen. And it just boosted my confidence in the fact that it wasn't. And then later on in the day, things changed, didn't they?
Yeah. Okay,
but
so...
I don't like it.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to the first time he's been accurate about anything in it, or Graham Souness. I'm surprised he didn't. I'm surprised his answer wasn't. I'll tell you what, Paul Pogba's got to do better there.
I'll just say something. But Jay, you know what? All Liverpool fans know more about Man United than we do, and that's all I'm going to say. You know, like all of them. So, if you want that note, you guys have a great evening. Hey, and PP, we got your back, PP. That was a 50-50. I got your back. Don't worry, man. I watched it right in front of me. Yeah. We take
Thanks,
down.
guys. If you're watching,
thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Guys. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you. If you're watching, please like, please share, please subscribe. The minute we hit that 1,000 mark, we will be giving you away a free signed Bruno Fernandes shirt. Also, remember, guys, tomorrow night we are doing a live from 5 p.m. straight to midnight, a transfer marathon on the FTB channel. Paxton Road, United Agenda, and the Armory as well. So please subscribe and tune into that as well. Now, Jay, me and Mr. B always take the mickey out of a Monday with this 1-0 thing. Manage the game 1-0. Manage the game. He got it right, but unfortunately the other way around. We were very lucky yesterday on the brilliance of Mason Greenwood finishing that for us. Again, a lot of talk about Graham Souness and the way he was saying, obviously, it's a blatant foul and went in a bit on Pogba yet again. But what positive can you probably say to yourself you can take away from that game yesterday? As what Shah said, there was certain positive, but what do you take away from it?
I think the big positive for me, personally, was Raphael Varane. Because I know Mason. I've always rated Mason Greenwood. I think you all do. The kid's class. He's special. It doesn't show anything to me what Mason Greenwood scoring goals like that. You know he can do that. He only needs half a chance. He can finish with either foot. And I thought he took it very well. Now, Raphael Varane is an outstanding defender. He's one of the best defenders in the world. But one thing you might worry about is how long it takes him just to settle in England, just to settle in the Premier League. You know, some players, it takes them a few games. Do you know what I mean? It might take them a little while. That's not a massive issue. But you think, okay, is he going to come in and just the pace of the Premier League alongside a different defender? Is it going to take him a few matches or even a few weeks to get into it? No. It took him about half an hour. Yeah, first half an hour, everyone's all over the gap, yeah? United-wise, was just Adama Traore was like just a juggernaut when he going through our defence like we weren't there. And you're like, hang on a minute. But then Raphael Varane, some of the clearances, some of the control, he's reading into the game. If you're watching him, he's just putting out them fires before they get started. He's reading the game. It's phenomenal. Yes. Let's not forget, he even takes a piss because then he goes up the other end of the pitch and assists the goal. It's like, the guy is different class. Now, I love Harry Maguire. I do. I think Harry Maguire gets a lot of undue stick. And I think looking at Raphael Varane alongside Harry Maguire, that should work. That's a partnership that should work. And I think that Raphael Varane is, one of the few defenders that perhaps Maguire can actually learn from. I know he's got bags of experience, but he hasn't got the sort of experience Varane has got in terms of winning trophies and, winning Champions Leagues and things like that, and the World Cup, of course. So I just thought it was a class performance from Raphael Varane. And I think all those commentators that were saying, United should have bought Ben White. Oh, that's it. Do you know what I mean? It's already been made to look really, really stupid because he's come in straight away, Raphael Varane. He showed you what he's about. And I just think with a player like Raphael Varane, alongside Harry Maguire, with Luke Shaw as well, who's, one of the best left-backs on the planet at the minute, we've got a really solid sort of... I rate Aaron Wan-Bissaka defensively as well. Pretty solid back four. And if De Gea, who was decent yesterday, if he rekindles his form that we've seen a few years ago, if he can get back to the best of De Gea, then we've got probably the best back five in the world. And I don't say that lightly, but I think, there's a lot of ifs and buts there, but it's hard to argue.
I did say that with the Varane thing. I did say that once you've got Varane and Maguire in front of David De Gea, it's gonna up his game. It's all that about it. You don't lose what you've got. It's like if you're an artist, a guitar player, whatever you do, it's always there. It's just it's about the mood, isn't it? It's about the mood that you're in during the games and the whole mood around the club. And like I say, just from Varane being there, it's boosted. On top of that, now Cristiano, the boost from that, and obviously Jaden as well. But I think as well with Varane, I think for me, he's going to be a bit of he's going to orchestrate that back four. And Harry Maguire's going to learn quick. Because like you just pointed out, Jay, when we was doing the watch along yesterday, I said, give Varane 20 minutes. He'll feel it. He'll feel his way in. His experience just carried him for that first sort of 25 minutes, half an hour. And then after that, it was like, he does what he does naturally. It's like a bird taking flight. A beautiful thing to watch.
It was, wasn't it?
And saying that, Jay, we've got an Arsenal fan here after 3 games who's a Bayern fan now.
You know what, right? Have you seen what's happening with Arsenal today? They're like, the kid, is it? Maitland Miles has done like he's a hostage. He's done an Instagram post saying, "Can someone release me?" And I just want to go and play football. Then there's the internet, the IDBM thing where the reviewer, the synopsis of the documentary talks about him, how it's like it's a comedy. The All or Nothing is a comedy about this second best team in North London that don't play European football anymore. And you think Arsenal's I've just seen a thing that Willian has apparently terminated his contract, so he's giving him 20 million to get out of there. That's how much of a shambles it is. He's like, you know what? Keep the 20 million. It's okay. I'm all right. I'm going to get off. And they're like, what? No, you're all right. You can have the 20 million. I'd rather lose 20 million pounds and not play for Arsenal. Thank you. I'm gone. Mate, that club, oh my God. What is going on there, mate? That is a shambles from top to bottom. And you know what? I'm just ending on that with Arsenal because I don't want to dwell on it. Like, they went to the Etihad the other day. And when you've got Xhaka doing the challenges like that, I think he bottled it. I think he'd had enough and just wanted to get off the pitch because it was a straight red all day long. He knew what he was doing. It's just that club. Yeah. We spent 150 million quid, and I don't think they're any better off than they were last season.
No.
Yeah. If not weaker with that team, because
they managed that.
They're signed.
They spent 25 million quid on a reserve keeper, didn't they? So what about it?
30 million. 30 million.
But sorry, I stand corrected. 30 million on the reserve keeper. Yeah, that's going to solve your problems.
Oh, guys, if you're watching, please like, please share, please subscribe. We're the Man United Agenda, and we are giving you away a free Bruno Fernandes shirt once we hit 1,000 subscribers, which we're not miles away from, guys, but we would like to give something away for nothing. So all you got to do is hit that subscribe. So let's go on to the final part of the show now, and let's go to Mr. B, because you've been sitting there quietly for the whole show practically.
I'm listening.
So, Mr. B, positive. Yesterday, obviously, I know you went on the watch along with us and you didn't do the reaction show. From a point of view, give me 3 positive from yesterday, what you could see from yesterday. Obviously, like Jay gave you 3. Could you give me 3 as well?
De Gea's double save. I just think that has proved to all the doubters that he's back to being number 1. Forget about Henderson. Every team needs a hurry come up number 2 who thinks that he's got the balls enough to do the job. So let him be the hurry come up. We've got number 1. It's just let not there be no argument now. Let the press and all of those other people be concentrating on who's number. At Old Trafford, we know who number 1 is, and so does Ollie.
Yeah.
Varane coming in. I know we've all spoken about Varane. Nothing. I can't add anything to what you lot have said. So Varane's in there, and Fred. I think he's shown the whole world. Sorry, I said I wouldn't mention his name, so I'm not. Our central midfielder, the little short one. I think he's proved. I'm hoping that he's proved that he's not good enough now. Finally, and that's it. I'm gonna leave it at that, because I'm gonna go deep and we don't have the time, and so I'm gonna leave it at that.
Give me 3 positives, and one of the positives was Fred was that bad. He's not good enough for United.
I think like we said last week, Jay, it's almost like when you see him standing over a free kick and
that was elite, man. That was class.
Again, he does it.
Yeah.
Why does he sit there with free kicks? And he was
He's just dropped, right? He's dropped like a 0 out of 10 performance. We get a free kick and he stood over it.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's like, I've said it before, so I think it's like Dory out of Finding Nemo. He's got short memory. They keep saying to him, Fred, no, Fred, you're not taking this, mate. And he goes, oh yeah, that's right. And he walks away and he comes back round again. Am I taking this free kick? No, Fred, no, you're not. I mean,
he can't give me the ball away. Like, he's having a stink, right? He's having one, right? Like, he is. And then to do that, and then get a free kick of us to get a free kick, and still think you could take that free kick was unbelievable. It was like, what is going on? I'm genuinely worried, right, that Ronaldo is going to lose it if he stood over the free kick to take a free kick.
Can you imagine it?
Remember that time, right? Remember the time when Ronaldo did that goal for Portugal, and as he was crossing the line, Nani nicked it, and he was offside. And Ronaldo whips off his captain's armband, didn't he? He threw it on the floor. I think Ronaldo's going to end up whipping off his United shirt and just throwing it on the floor if Fred starts standing over the football. Seriously, man.
I'll tell you what, Jay, I'll tell you what he'll do. I can just see it now, right? Ronaldo steps up for a free kick, and then Fred appears, and then Ronaldo looks at him and goes, oh, yeah, okay. And starts on his boots and goes, yeah, put my boots on, Fred. Put my boots on, son. Have a go with my boots. And then Fred smells a wildy.
Rose red. You know what? Yesterday when I was watching the game, and it's when he tried to, I can't remember who he tried to tackle, but whoever it was, and almost like he reminds me so much of Phil Jones. You know when Phil Jones literally just sort of dived with no hand on the floor.
Yeah.
That's how he like he was trying to win the header in front of the players.
Do you know how bad it was? It got that bad that it's like what Mr. B was saying. It got that bad that the positive was I ended up defending him, because everyone on our channel, all the comments were negative about Fred. Like, it was all about Fred. And I get into that mindset sometimes. I don't rate Fred. I don't think he's good enough. But you almost feel bad for it because it was just relentless. And I had to sort of say, all right, yeah, he's having a stinker, but he's not the only one. That was the only positive I could come up for him. He's not the only one having a bad game. Do you know what I mean? Because he was awful in that first 20 minutes, especially.
I mean,
my thing is now I've got to do on Twitter. I've got to go and take down the banner behind on my photograph now because I've got him on my Twitter with my photograph in it.
Yeah, you got to take that down. So,
that's why no one's following me. That's the problem. No one knows following me on Twitter.
I've never. Listen, he plays for Manchester United, right? He's done his part for the club, and I ain't got an agenda against him. It's just a simple fact of he's just not good enough. You know what I mean?
You're right, because like you were talking earlier about. I always talk about ceilings, and they got another level to go. The guy's 28 years old. He's played 2 seasons now, full seasons for Manchester United Football Club. He's not played a bit part. He's played nearly every single game, and he's 28. He ain't gonna kick on.
No,
this isn't. It's not when he turns 30, he'll be bin. Like this is it. This is his level. Like McTominay, you can argue, has another level to go to, and I think he does. You can look at someone like, the younger players like Jimmy Garner and players like Abdullah Levitt. Maybe in the future they could be the one. But Fred isn't going to suddenly turn into N'Golo Kante. He's not.
No.
Like, you have to face facts. And it's like, whatever we've sold Ronaldo coming to United on, Fred won't be part of that. I'm telling you now, it's like he's going to have a rude awakening.
Actually, Jay, it's a good point you made there. Actually, because when you say it like that, what we've sold the like going forward to Cristiano for the next 2 seasons. Surely, come on, Cristiano will be the first one to point out. Yeah, listen, you've got a problem in the midfield here. You know that, don't you? Do you know what I mean? So surely, this is why I'm convinced that we must be now actually talking to someone to get this player in.
Yeah,
got to be.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think as well. Like I feel a little bit sorry for, and I don't want to make this all about Fred, right? Because he's had a lot of slander. Listen, I appreciate he has had some good performances, especially at the Etihad against Manchester City. But you've just got to be honest with you about where we're up to. And you look at someone like Rafael Varane comes in. Rafael Varane comes in from Real Madrid. He's used to having like Casemiro in front of him, and then all of a sudden he's got Fred. Now he must be thinking, right, what is going on here? Do you know what I mean? Like this is new to me, which is another reason I was impressed with his performance because I thought he did really well, Varane. But like I'm like you, mate. I don't like slagging off United players. I'm not about that, but I have to call it as I see it, and I just see a player for me who isn't good enough for Manchester United. He's done a job for 2 years, whatever it was, when Ollie's trying to progress, and he has done a decent job as well. But I think if you've got any aspirations of challenging at the very top, Fred doesn't get in City's team, he don't get in Chelsea's team, he don't get in, the Scouts' team, even Arsenal. Well, all right, he gets in Arsenal's team. Us 5 get in Arsenal's team. Let's have it right.
I'll get an Arsenal team.
Yeah, easily. But he's not at the level that we need. That's pretty obvious.
Brilliant. Guys, if you're watching, please like, please share, please subscribe to the Man United Agenda. We are giving you away a signed Bruno Fernandes football shirt once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So we're going to just hit about 4 or 5 little comments quickly on Monday, and then we're going to wrap it up. But everyone who's watching, there's been tons of comments. We really apologize. We couldn't get through every single comment tonight, but we are trying.
So once again, from Bangladesh, welcome. How you doing, man?
Welcome.
Z-Nice.
Welcome.
James Dunn says, Jay, do you think it's a bit of a shame considering Man United's history of great Irish players that they no longer have any Irish players in the team?
Anyone from Manchester is Irish, James. Don't worry about that. You speak to anyone from Manchester, I say I'm half Irish. There's always an Irish connection. You'll back me up, bro. There's always an Irish connection. Don't be fooled by that. We've got at least 4 Irish players in that team, standard.
Ollie Brown, how you doing, Ollie? He says, why can't we exchange James with Calvin Phillips? That's our midfielder there. Love from India. Hi, Philip. How you doing, man? Welcome. Ashmar, any outgoings?
Any more?
84 people only.
What's his name? Phil Jones.
Oh, gosh. Wan-Bissaka's clearance.
That's a good positive as well.
Yep. Shamsu says, Corella, United fans, United, Ronaldo. How you doing? Discipline of Ollie says, Jay Motti, big up, big muscle, pump for you. Love from Kerala. Is that Kerala?
Kerala. Where is Kerala? In India.
Oh, India, welcome,
Big
man.
up,
Welcome.
big up.
Let's see. Someone's been playing with it. Let's see. JM Vibes Entertainment says, watching from Jamaica. Yes. Big up. Tune in, man. Welcome. And let's go. Mukhtar, OS. How you doing, OS? He says, I think we're jumping the gun on De Gea. We need more consistency from him before we consider him being back as number one.
OS,
I agree with OS.
You're banned from the stream for the week for that comment, mate. I tell you.
I agree with OS. I agree. We're hyping up over a double save.
Hold on. No, you can't. Listen, but this don't work like that. It don't work like that. Listen, we've just brought these new players in. The season's just started. You just got to stand back and say, go on, you prove us wrong. We can't keep throwing the crap at David De Gea. It's not fair. Just let him.
Well, he's got the opportunity. What's the Henson's out injured, is he? Or has he been out injured?
COVID.
He's injured, I think.
He's injured. So he's got an opportunity to shine. He sure done well the other day. Discipline from Ollie says, Murder Mace. I can't pronounce his name. Abdi Sheik says, why is everyone hating on Fred? I think Jay answered that. We're not really hating on him. We're just pointing out the obvious. The qualities maybe not there. No Mercy says Fred versus Toure was the funniest thing he's ever witnessed in football. Andy Herbert says Solo said Fred is like a superhero in like 4 in midfield. Going back to Jamaica's JM Vibes Entertainment says, I think Ronaldo improved most of the team because of his expectations. Believe in our team, guys. We do. Paul knew Fred is dead food, says Paul Warner. Barbados Phil says Fred is a sheep. Yes, he is that bad. I believe he's saying. Crusty.
That was worse than Fred's performance at Molyneux.
We've heard that one before. No Mercy says now Ollie's going to hate you for talking bad about his favourite boy. Fred is dead food. Yeah, we've done that. Sorry. So many comments, man. I'm just going to go through the comments. I'm just going to say big up to everyone coming in. Like Amin Blah said, beg United, beg Ronaldo. United is back. Sorry, he's saying. Big up Jordan from Jamaica. Big up Barbados Phil. Big up Harshal Shah again. Mukhtar, De Gea has been poor for 2 years. That's not listening to you, guys.
We're not listening to you.
2 weeks. That's the comments. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in and commenting.
Thank you, everyone, for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. If you're watching, remember we're giving you away a free Bruno Fernandes football shirt with signed. Also, remember we are live tomorrow from 5 p.m. till midnight.
What is that? Oh, mate. Go on.
I didn't need to read that one. But yeah, it's not us hating on Fred, it's the people in the comments.
No. Okay, guys, if you're watching, please remember to hit that like, share, subscribe button. And Jay, where can we find you, please, sir? And it's always a pleasure having you on every single time.
I always have a good laugh. I always do, and you always give me a nice introduction solo as well. I appreciate that. Better than the introduction you gave to Shah, where you went, we're going to let him ramble on for 5 minutes, and then we're going to cut him off. So I appreciate that. Listen, you know where to find me on Stretford Paddock, but the main thing is you support these guys. I always put a link on a community post when I come on here. So if you have come over from Stretford Paddock, make sure you're subscribing to the guys' channel. You know, you watch tonight, you see the positive in you guys. You call it as you see it. It's always honest. There is no, I know your name's the Man United agenda, and that's the only agenda I ever see here. And I like that about you. There's a lot of positivity, a lot of honesty. And I think we need more people like you, spreading that love and spreading that passionate support for Manchester United, man. That's what we want to see. So, yeah, you know where to find me, but make sure you're checking out these guys more importantly.
Big up, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jay. I'll give you that tenner later on.
Tenner?
Yeah, maybe I'll feed it 20 quid. 20 quid. I'll take it out of Talk's pocket money.
Hey, sorry.
Big up, thanks to everyone, and it's a pleasure. Remember, hit that like, share, subscribe button, win yourself a signed Bruno Fernandes shirt. Check Jay out as well, please. And we're going to call it a day on the show. So thank you, everyone. We'll be back on tomorrow night, and we'll be back on Wednesday night as well. So good night.
Ciao.